Please accept these gifts as peace tokens from the people of Kaldor.
Oh, gosh, that's lovely. My own, egg. Well, it is nearly Christmas and all. Thank you very much, Captain Xantor.
You represent Earth authority.
Well, in a manner of speaking, although my friend Marina here is actually much more sensible.
Your beauty would be greatly enhanced by suspended animation.
Oh, gosh, well, thank you. Oh, right, yes, sorry, you were talking to her. Yes, well, although she's by far the more sensible one, I'm actually the only one of the two of us who can speak, so,
I understand your position. You need our cooperation.
Well, yes, but only for a moment.
There remains only one question to be decided.
Exactly. Which episode will I be watching today? Well, if you'd like to press the button for us.
We are grateful. Random variations.
This is the hard part, of course, the waiting.
Time will pass like a dream.
Yes, and in no time at all, the machine gives us a printout with the name of a random Jerry Anderson episode on it.
It was so programmed. How could it do otherwise?
Indeed. Well, it's the Protectors today.
We overestimated your computer's ability to analyze. It does not seem to have understood.
Yes, still, never mind. It's just one more Protectors episode out of, however many are left.
The alternative is death.
Well, you certainly are a Christopher Lee character, aren't you?
Oh, yes?
Okay then, here's 1 and 1 makes 1.
It is a tragedy.
Well, who knows, maybe it'll be okay.
We do not require judicial revenge.
That's good to know. So, welcome back to The Protectors on the Randomiser.
Okay.
Hi.
And Suki's not here, but this lady is. This is,
I hope you don't mind.
an actress named Georgia Brown,
Let me freshen it up.
who I believe returned in the second series in the episode Borderline.
Nice mood. Nice apartment.
Star Trek fans may also remember her as Worf's mother in a couple of episodes of The Next Generation.
Do you believe first reactions are always the best?
But she's let herself into Harry Rule's apartment, and more than that, she's let herself into the drinks cabinet. That very cool-looking drinks cabinet that they keep in the Globe.
You know you have me at a slight disadvantage.
Making kissy-kissy time. All sorts of kissy-kissy. So this seems like some kind of distraction, I would assume.
Better?
Much.
I don't remember the plot of this one, I'm afraid. I saw the title come up and I thought, oh, first season. And then I thought, what? What even is this story? I don't remember.
What are you doing here?
So it's a voyage of discovery for all of us, really, because, let's be honest, how many of you out there have actually seen 1 and 1 makes 1?
Why?
It's always been high on my list of things to watch, I know that.
Well, you can't win them all.
Will you stop looking for Bennett?
Negative. Sorry.
Oh, so we're looking for Bennett.
There's something you ought to know. There's a gun at the back of your neck.
Oh, that is important to know. Yeah, she's brought a couple of goons with her. Oh! Oh! Well, that's no good.
Forget about Bennett. He's dead.
Oh, not Bennett. So we're back from the opening titles, and if you've had time to process the fact that Bennett is dead, oh dear. Written by Jesse and Pat Lasky. Not a pair of names I recognise, but...
Interesting evening.
What did Paul tell you?
Why, it won't be easy to find Bennett.
They got him?
Yes. They're holding him at the house in the Rue de l'Église. Bit difficult to get on the guest list.
This is something I find quite funny with some ITC shows, and I've been watching The Persuaders recently, which I've really enjoyed. And when you have this back projection shots of people in cars, sometimes the footage is at a slightly wonky angle compared to the actual car with our characters in. So that's a shot there quite clearly that Harry and the Contessa are driving their car sort of sideways up the road.
Oh, they're probably interrogating him now.
We are going to Paris. We've got to go back to
Delicate.
Harry's place and smoke cigars for a while first.
Indians would have kept us one in the family.
Well, I need a new face if anything goes. Hey, easy, Suki.
Suki's giving Harry one of those back massages where you walk up and down on the person's back.
Hello. Look, we want you to get a...
Don't ask me to give you one of those, you will die.
Are they holding him? Well, it won't be easy, but I do have a contact. Right.
You
So that guy with a fabulous moustache has a contact. He's going to get things moving for us. Meanwhile...
assigned to take Bennett's place for a week, a month, however long it would take.
It's Michael Gough, who... I think this is his only Anderson appearance, which is a shame because everybody loves Michael Gough, and he's a very good actor.
We will go through it once more.
But he is interrogating
I am here to help you find your memory.
a chap who seems to have lost his memory, played by Neil McCallum, who was a occasional Supermarionation voice artist. He was in Thunderbirds Are Go, playing someone on the Zero X crew. Who's on the Zero X crew? Let me remember their names. It's not Paul Travers, he's not Greg Martin, he's not Dr. Grant.
Or to talk like him.
So he's the other one on the Zero X crew.
And
Whoever the other one on the Zero X crew is, he's not Brad Newman either, because that was Bob Monkhouse.
to make you
Oh.
look like him.
Whoever's name I've forgotten, he was the scientist, wasn't he? Dr. Ray Pierce, that's the character's name. He was Ray Pierce in Thunderbirds Are Go, and he was also in 4 or 5 episodes of Captain Scarlet, never credited.
If you refuse to
So
call,
it's nice to see him back again. Yeah, he was in Winged Assassin as the DT-19 captain. He was a policeman in Big Ben Strikes Again. He was security chief
What progress?
Rayner in Expo 2068 and Professor Carney in Codename Europa.
is it possible he really thinks he's Bennett?
It's possible. Personality transference, the result of a minor embolism caused by the bullet wound.
But here our baddies are in France.
Once more.
They've got this chap.
You were supposed to memorize everything that Bennett knew before you killed him. And you did kill Bennett.
But he wounded you in the head.
Okay.
And because of this, you suffered. Loss of memory,
But is this true?
fusion.
Or are they trying to trick him? Who knows? And frankly, who cares? Because this is a very long scene to spend with characters that we don't know.
This will restore Kozhnev's memory.
Oh,
He will recall all he learned from Ben,
the biggest needle in the
and
world.
he will tell us quite willingly.
I'm not Kosnev. I'm Bennett. I killed Kosnev. I'm Bennett. I killed Kosnev. I'm Bennett. I killed Kosnev. I'm Bennett. I killed...
So this chap thinks he is Bennett. The baddies are trying to tell him that he is their man, Koznev.
Nothing else to do?
What?
We should seldom.
The protectors are hoping that he is Bennett,
Nice candlelit dinner on a terrace somewhere. Very romantic.
as they plot another
Play a violin.
luxury meal on the continent, flying out to France.
Well, for you, it's an occupational hazard.
And of course, they're drinking and smoking on the flight.
Arriveront à Orly dans 5 minutes.
Paul, why are you flying the plane?
200 francs? It must be real.
Yeah, you do occasionally hear Tony Anholt picking up slightly small bits of extra work doing French voiceovers in this show from time to time, and that was one of them.
Hello, how are you?
And there he is in person.
Look like a package store from the Via Veneto.
I hope you've arranged a Sonne Lumiere for us.
Yeah, without too many fireworks.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was planning a tour of a certain house. Interested?
Vastly.
How about coffee? Why not?
Yay.
There are 3 entrances, all well guarded.
How well?
Well, muscle boys, various members of the staff, you know. But I've had a word with Janos.
He's here already?
You said it was urgent. He hasn't been sitting around.
Does he know where they're...
No, Janos, he's a good guy. Is Janos a character we've seen before? There were several semi-regular protectors, and I can't remember if that is a guy we've seen before in another episode or not.
Not a chance.
I don't think so.
Why don't we just try the front door?
But it could be, because he has a fairly fabulous moustache. Anyway, we are planning, I think, to rescue Bennett/Koznev/Neil McCallum. But we need a clever plan to do this.
Good afternoon. I have an appointment with the head of the household.
And just marching in and saying that you own the place seems to do...
Purchased a painting which I intend to deliver. You have only to look outside. It's in the van.
Van? Oh, fist! Ah. Well, that was easy enough to get into. Just act, very important. Oh! That's Michael Goth getting punched in the stomach. So we're 2 down, and we haven't even made it to the staircase yet. We're doing quite well here. Ooh, 2 more. Let's see how Harry and Paul handle this. 1 is down. Oh, there's another guy appeared from nowhere. He's been sent over the staircase railings. The Contessa can't find Kosnev or / Bennett. Don't tell us we've beaten up all these people for nothing.
You're dead.
Oh. And by dead, he means he's locked them in the room. Will they escape from the locked room? Well, the music is suggesting that not only will they escape, they will escape with great panache. There are bars on the windows, but the Contessa is undoing the laces from her boots. Harry, meanwhile, has swiped a cigarette butt from an ashtray. I remember that is an important part of the plot. We will return to that later. We will find out the story, the reason why he has done that. Meanwhile, we have plugged a piece of metal into a wall outlet. We're now connecting the Contessa's laces to it. In the heel of her shoe is a something. I'm not a super secret spy, guys, so you'll have to bear with me while I figure out what they're doing here. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what she's got concealed in her heel? It's a miniature acetylene torch, powered by her bootlaces. Good thing there was an electrical socket right there by the window where they need to be cutting the bars. This is amazing. They're working so well in unison. Well, not unison, all 3 of them working so well together. It's like instantly they know, right, what we're going to do here. You make an acetylene torch out of my boots, and you pull down the curtains and start making a rope to help us get down to ground level. Wow. This is why they're the best of the best. Oh. And having made 1 cut, Harry is able to just pull the bar out of the way.
We keep them upstairs until you get here.
Unless they have an acetylene torch in their shoes. But, you know.
No doubt about who they are.
That's not going to happen.
I go to the clinic now.
Ah, there's a clinic involved here. This is the embassy. He's off to the clinic. And... Oh, so they're not even going to try to escape through the window. They're just going to make it seem like they escaped through the window, thus luring in the 2 of the goons. For more punching! Wow. I was going to say they probably couldn't have escaped through that relatively small gap they made in the bars. Which means the Contessa is now leaving with no shoes on. Oh! Don't know who you were, but Harry's just shot you. Could have been the cook. Could have been the butler. Either way, Harry Rule has no time for you. So, having stormed the embassy and failed, A, because we got caught, and B, because the guy we were looking for wasn't there to begin with, we have escaped. Thank goodness. What's next on our plans? Well, another guy seems to be leaving the embassy now, but luckily, Janos and his fabulous moustache are keeping tabs on them as they walk along a river thingy. Janos is making a report, but we can't hear it because we're not privy to that information. Harry has now taken up the pursuit of guy that I don't know who it is yet. It's a nice shot of Harry with the Eiffel Tower framed behind him there. And our man has now just walked past Paul, who is pretending to be a homeless chap sitting on the floor. And we've now ambushed our man.
Let's take a walk over to the edge. Look at the water.
Before we throw you in it.
Kind of a historic place, huh? What do you want? You know what I want.
Who are you?
Where did they move that guy they had in the house?
Oh. So is this just a random guy that works there?
Saint Luc Clinic.
Oh. Well, that was an intense interrogation, but they got the information out of him eventually. Meanwhile, at the clinic... Hey, I recognise that sound effect from somewhere.
You are in Montreal, my friend.
It's a... Oh, it's a computer console, the kind you might have seen in UFO. It's a little medical monitor, really.
Kozhnev, you have been specially trained. Your mission to contact Bennett, kill him, and replace him.
Wow.
Ready? Ready.
For what?
I'm sorry. Okay.
Are they breaking up? Oh! Oh dear. I wasn't expecting that. Oh. No blood? No blood. Oh! Now there's blood. Have I missed something?
How are you?
You tell me.
Good.
Oh, I see. They're trying to make him look like he's been in a car crash. They're dumping his body on the road so that he can be taken to the clinic. Good old Paul for volunteering to be punched repeatedly in the face. It's all part of the job. But got to say that as the ambulance appears on the scene, he doesn't look that hurt. Oh, they're not trying to suggest he was in a car crash. It was a motorbike crash they're trying to fake here. But that's it. He's loaded into the ambulance.
Where are you taking him?
À la clinique Saint-Luc, monsieur.
Oh, what would he have done if they'd said, we're taking him to not the clinic that you want to go to, Harry Rule? Harry Rule would have been in trouble then.
What did you learn, Kozhnev?
He's got a gun in his hand. But I fire first. From my pocket. And blood in my eyes.
Kozhnev, what did you learn?
Kozhnev's dead.
He's almost ready to speak.
He's been speaking for quite a while. Still, nearly there. Yes, this chap, by the way, I think I waffled over it, but he's a Canadian intelligence agent, I think. I'm not entirely sure who these people are working for, the baddies, but hey, here's a face I recognise from all sorts of ITC things.
Boucher might have been quite serious, but you will be glad to hear that the X-rays are clear.
I can't remember his name, but he's one of those, oh hey, it's that guy. He's a good, reliable, familiar face in these things.
I have a couple of friends who'd like to visit me this afternoon.
Of course. Just give their names to reception.
They somehow contacted me even before I had my accident. They said, Paul, if you ever have a motorbike crash,
Security?
let us come and see you.
As you probably know, this is a psychiatric clinic. We have to be careful.
Oh, yes, of course. I haven't yet thanked you, Doctor, for your treatment.
Oh, please. A road accident makes a welcome break from manic depressions and schizophrenics. Well, I must be getting on.
Oh, Doctor, could we skip the lock on the door?
Oh, sorry. Force of habit.
Oh, he's a nice, friendly doctor. He enjoys dealing with road traffic accidents. They make a nice change. Oh. Who's he phoning, though?
Boucher is expecting visitors this afternoon. Room 27.
Oh, maybe he wasn't as nice as I thought he was. Naughty doctor. Anyway, Harry, the Contessa, and Janos have turned up to bring flowers. Contessa has put a dark wig on. Harry has put a flat cap on and dark glasses.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. I am Monsieur Montgomery Plums. This is Madame Leclerc. We are looking for Monsieur Paul Boucher.
Monsieur Plums.
Monsieur Plum.
Monsieur Plums. I like that name.
The observation ward, room 27.
Merci.
Oh, and the nurse is in on the thing as well. There's nobody to be trusted at this clinic. Here we have a wheelchair. Who are we going to be bringing out in this wheelchair?
Bennett's here, all right. Private suite. Where? Left out of this door. First door on the right.
How well guarded?
It's hard to say. Certainly be around, but it could be anyone. This doctor is a woman, not on the staff here, so she's bound to be one of them. There's no time to lose, I'd say. Okay.
How do you know everything, considering you've been confined to a hospital bed pretending to be injured? Well, they've loaded Paul onto a gurney. They're going to wheel him out. But as they are wheeling him out, someone else has been put into a wheelchair.
Hold it.
Right. We're now in the room with Bennett / Kosnev and Dr. Lady.
Who are you? What do you want?
Bennett.
So who's this in the wheelchair if not Bennett?
You're making a big mistake.
We'll risk that and take him anyway.
You won't get as far as the end of the corridor.
Oh. Knockout gas. Very useful. Don't remember her using that too often. Anyway, we've now got Kosnev on a gurney. We're now leading him out into the hall. But who is this figure in the wheelchair that they've been building up to? It's Michael Goff pretending to be Bennett so that he can shoot Harry. Harry shot him, Contessa shot a goon, and... Oh my goodness! Oh! Ouch! Oh my goodness. Okay, right, so Michael Goff's character got shot. His wheelchair obviously got knocked backwards. He went straight through a pair of double doors and down a staircase. Oh, and that looked very, very genuinely painful. I winced when I saw the stuntman's neck sort of get crushed on landing. And I would imagine, I have no experience of stunts obviously, but I would imagine that falling downstairs in a wheelchair is not an easy thing to pull off, because wheelchairs would tend to have a mind of their own. Anyway, it's the end of the story, and we are paying a visit now to Napoleon's tomb, because when you played Napoleon's solo on The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Man from U.N.C.L.E. did an episode all about Napoleon's tomb, but Robert Vaughan didn't film there. He can film there now for no real reason.
You're forgetting delusions of grandeur. Forget them.
And here's where it's all going to be explained.
What do you mean?
That the unpleasant lady doctor was right. The man we tried so hard to rescue is Kosnev.
So all this was pointless.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Well, think of the story you'll have to tell our
The guy we tried to save is dead. We've got an enemy agent.
How did you find out?
And Harry already knew.
It's kind of a habit left over from my lean days. That cigarette I swiped from the house has Connor's prints on it, and as you say, they don't lie.
See, I told
Might
you.
have mentioned it.
Well, I forgot you smoked.
Aha. So, all of this was pointless. We've got the wrong man. The right man is dead. We're ending on a note of this is quite happy. But yeah, that's that was 1 and 1 makes 1, and quite an intricately plotted episode of The Protectors there. Despite me sounding like I was struggling to comprehend what was going on, I actually think that was fairly well plotted. But again, we have that ending where we don't really know what's going on until the very last moment, and when we find out, it's so disappointing. So I would say actually that's a fairly satisfying episode of The Protectors with some good moments, but kind of let down by a slightly lackluster ending, really.